Hello and welcome to the Scum and Villainy Report. Controversy is heating up around the 2024 election season, and it's becoming increasingly clear that for some, the media narrative matters more than the truth. The latest incident from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, has become a flashpoint. It's a story of voter suppression, political agendas, and one anchor who finally said, "Enough is enough."
We saw
Jonathan, I've
work
got to
out
speak
last
up.
time, but it didn't work out
Let Ruth
this time.
finish,
It
Hugh.
may not work. That may not happen this time. And now I'll let you go, Hugh.
Well, I've just got to say, we're news people, even though we're at the opinion section. It's got to be reported. Bucks County was reversed by the court and instructed to open up extra days because they violated the law and told people to go home. So that lawsuit was brought by the Republican National Committee, and it was successful. The Supreme Court ruled that Glenn Youngkin was successful. We are news people, even though we have opinions, and we have to report the whole story if we bring up part of the story. So yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right and he won in court. That's the story.
I'll let you keep going, Jonathan.
No, I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when Hugh, many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't.
I won't
based
come
in
back,
fact.
Jonathan. I'm
But-
done.
but-
I'm done. This is the most unfair election ad I have ever been a part of. You guys are working. That's fine. I'm done.
So Ruth, you wrote a column this week ending with this line, and actually I think this is perfect. We're going to put it on the screen. You wrote, "You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency." Talk more about that, Ruth.
Okay, I'm collecting myself.
Oh, Ruth froze. Ruth is frozen. So hang in there, everyone. We're going to see if we can try to get Ruth back to this very. We're going to get Ruth back in a moment. This is First Look, Washington Post Live's nonstop shop for news and analysis, and Ruth is back. So I'm going to read that quote back again from your column, Ruth, where you wrote, "You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency." We lost her again. Everybody, if you've been watching First Look, you know that these conversations can be interesting, contentious. You just saw Hugh Hewitt leave the conversation, which is lamentable, unfortunate. It is what it is.
Hugh Hewitt, a veteran political commentator, made a bold exit from the panel after calling out his colleagues for being dishonest. Why? Because instead of reporting on a crucial win for election integrity, they seem more focused on spinning a narrative.
This is the most unfair election ad I have ever been a part of. You guys are working. That's fine. I'm done.
Hewitt didn't leave because of a minor disagreement. He left because the facts were being ignored. This is what went down in Bucks County. Here's the backstory. Bucks County election officials reportedly closed the voting line early, by hours, denying voters the right to cast ballots. The line was supposed to stay open until 4:30 p.m., but reports surfaced of it closing as early as 1:45 p.m. Imagine waiting to vote and being told you missed your chance. Not because you were late, but because someone arbitrarily decided to shut down the line.
I have a question. I have to bring someone here about 4 o'clock to vote. Are they
I'm
gonna?
going to ask you to talk to
Are they
this.
gonna turn everyone down?
I'm going to ask you to talk to this gentleman because the voting is closed right now.
It's closed.
I just want you to talk to this gentleman.
We have the right to vote until 4:30.
I get you. Here's
Why
what
is it
happened.
closed?
Let me explain it to you.
Please.
Okay. This process is very slow and grueling.
That doesn't matter if we're
Very
online.
slow and grueling.
Doesn't matter if we're online by 4:30. We have the right
reason
to
why it
vote.
had to close was because a high volume of people wanted to do this. Slow and grueling.
Well, then they
So
have
they
to
had
wait
to-
till everyone's.
They had to cut the line at 1:45.
They cut the line at 1:45.
1:45.
You hear that, everyone? They cut the line at 1:45. See that, everyone? They cut the line, even though we have till 4:30.
Naturally, The Republican National Committee filed a lawsuit, and they won. The court ruled that Bucks County violated state election code and extended the deadline for mail-in ballots to protect voters' rights.
Is it me, or does it seem like this week Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for contesting the election by complaining that cheating was taking place in Pennsylvania by suing Bucks County for alleged irregularities? And this is on top of his continual assertion that if he loses, it's because of cheating.
Yeah, that's what he's been laying the groundwork for this, just not in the last week, but in the last umpty-ump months. No election can be fair in Donald Trump's mind, unless Donald Trump wins it. And I think we are going to see him both rev up his supporters to contest elections outside of courtrooms and go to every courtroom he can in America where it's relevant to make whatever arguments he can, no matter how far-fetched.
Instead of reporting the facts, voters denied their rights in a court ruling to fix it. Mainstream media focused on painting Trump and his supporters as instigators. Instead of reporting that Bucks County violated voting laws, some media outlets twisted the story to fit a broader anti-Trump narrative. Hewitt's frustration is real, and for good reason. Today's media isn't neutral. They're more interested in keeping to a narrative than reporting what's actually happening. This isn't just about one misleading story. It's a problem that's been festering for years. Major news outlets claiming neutrality, but parroting the same talking points, and often favoring the same political agendas. Just look at the consistent support across networks for Kamala Harris this election season. When's the last time you saw any mainstream outlet take a fair look at the other side?
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish the same simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
It's all propaganda. The same message across every screen, every paper, every radio frequency. It's no surprise that independent media is on the rise. People want truth, not spin. We should all be applauding people like Hugh Hewitt. Standing up to a system of manipulation takes courage. Media is supposed to serve the people, not control the narrative. And that's why people are tuning out. The American public is tired of media bias. They want facts, not a prepackaged story. It's time for us to demand better. If you're fed up with the media spin, support independent news and stay informed. Together, let's hold the press accountable. That's all I got for you for today. Catch you on the next one.